What I did in 2022. It's an interesting video to do for me, and actually it's really cool reading through and thinking about what I've actually done this year, because to be honest with you, especially the last few months, I've had a real struggling time mentally with what's gone on. I had surgery, got really ill. You might have noticed the last few months the amount of videos going down and down and down, and really I want to push up to those 3 solid videos every week. I promise we're bringing it back. So going back was really powerful, because I was in this stance where I was like, I've not actually achieved much this year. I've not really done much. All I feel is that I've just been working, not really getting any results. And then when I'm reading back at it, it's kind of like a outer body experience, and I'm hoping that as I go through this, number one, I want to involve you in this journey, because this journey involves you in a really significant way, and I thank you for that. But also for you to start reflecting on your 2022. What did you do that was amazing? What could you have done to improve it? And from all angles of your life. So let's jump in to January 2022. So January was a bit of a weird one, because we hired our first official operations manager for the business. And this might sound a little bit, well, normal, weird, I don't know. But for me, I've been building up the business and doing so many of the tasks, and then hiring people to replace me in that task. So when it comes to management, we were very light. So as a company, even today, we're quite bottom heavy. We need sort of more training in management development and in new managers as well. So Emma came in start of January, was really excited. And then on the 5th of January, I spent 2 days with her, I think it was this year. Her first day was actually asked her to come in on the bank holiday. Sorry, Emma. And then I flew to Argentina for about a month. So for those that followed me back then, I climbed Aconcagua, which is about 6,900 meters. It's the tallest mountain in the Americas. And it's a part of the 7th summit attempt, ending with Mount Everest. And it was a really arduous journey. And actually, I did summit, which is amazing. And for those that followed me, the next few months were incredibly difficult for me mentally, because, and I feel a bit more confident talking about this now, somebody unfortunately died whilst I was up there. It wasn't part of the team that I was climbing with, but it happened in front of me. And it had this sort of impactful spin of events, obviously, on me mentally, that caused me not to be sleeping in February and March very well, impacted my mental health, and then the ability to deliver. Q comes in, therapist. Got a therapist, been talking about therapists for years, by the way, and cannot push how much it's helped me develop. I always thought, I think the English mentality, isn't it? It's like, if you've got a therapist, you must be in pain in some way. And actually, that's just not the case. If you think about in America, for example, a therapist is helping you to grow. And so very much working on the past, very much still working on things that have impacted me negatively, but also looking at myself and how I can grow as a person and have this introspection and time to not only get rid of this need for validation, but really driving forward the need of growth and development as a human being. Going to Argentina and climbing was the first of many travel destinations this year, and it kind of felt like a lot of flying this year, and parts of that I love, and parts of it I'm like, oh, because I really do not like wasted time, but I actually got rid of that by being as productive as possible on the flight. So where did we go? We ended up going to Amsterdam, Lisbon, Rome, Dubai again, Paris, Finland. Ultimately, I completely, as you could probably tell with even as I'm thinking of them, couldn't even remember that I'd gone on them, which actually is probably a bit of reflection for me to be a bit more present in what I'm doing and a bit more sort of like switch off in those moments. And I have noticed that more and more about myself this year, that I have been concentrating, especially the last few months, on trying to be more present when I'm out with a friend, not on my phone and things like that, which has worked wonders. In the business world, we've done pretty well actually, and looking back, it's kind of staggering. So we completed on about 109 properties at the time of filming of this video. With our deal packaging business, we've packaged on about 250, but that number's still going up at the time of filming, so I don't have the accurate figure for end of year, but 250 plus properties. In the education businesses, we've educated over 1,000 mentees this year, helping them build their portfolio and everything else. And the staff is absolutely blows my mind. We've gone from the start of the year with about 12 people in the office versus today where in the office we have 30 people, including me and Dan. On that note, we moved from the old office to the new office, got it kitted out, and we still don't have the consultation pods. But we're almost there, and hopefully by the time you see this video, it will be 100% done. On top of that, we've filmed 120 by the time you're watching this YouTube videos, which probably amounts to about 40 hours worth of free content, which, by the way, it takes a lot longer than 40 hours, I assure you, to get out there. But hopefully it's added a load of value to you guys. The YouTube channel has gone from 50-ish thousand at the start of this year to almost 80,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for being one of them. And if you're not, subscribe. Notification bell, you know what to do. So we also got a couple of awards this year. So we got the 2 Comma Club for one of our separate businesses, which is amazing. I got the Property Entrepreneur of the Year award for the Federation of Small Businesses. We were finalists for the Property Trader of the Year after winning it last year from the Property Investor Awards, and we're really happy with all of those that have come into. On top of that, and probably more exciting for me rather than winning the awards, is we put on our second ever property awards, which is the Aspire Property Awards, which is only for our Aspire education delegates. And we had over 100 property entrepreneurs in the room. It was an absolutely incredible team effort and an incredible evening. And I want to say a massive thank you to Ambitious Group, who are the best property recruiters in the UK if you're looking to build your team. On top of that, Get Ground, who have done a phenomenal job this year with company formations, and of course Lendlord, who you know I absolutely love, the #1 property software in the UK. I'll put links to all 3 of them below, and they very graciously helped contribute by sponsoring not only some of the event but a couple of the awards for our delegates as well. So fairly huge amounts of growth all year on that, so I'm really grateful. Obviously money's gone up, which is always nice. That's usually an outcome of these sort of things. But more than that, just contributing more and more. And from a personal point of view, that feels so much more powerful. Like, having a bigger team is kind of scary because psychologically, I'm right, there's 30 people that now, when they're out for a meal, it's like, they're paying for, obviously, but it's like, right, I've had to pay that. If they're paying their mortgage that comes from the business and things like that. And that both is terrifying and is pretty phenomenal. What's been amazing is seeing the delegates growth and the mentees growth. We had one of our mentees this year hit £1.4 million plus added to the portfolio, which was incredible. That was absolutely amazing. Hundreds of thousands of profit, if not millions of profit now, which is amazing as well. But also, we've been filming a couple of videos today, and I was just scrolling through a video, the comments from a video a year ago, and a handful of people saying that just from watching the YouTube channel, they've managed to get their first buy-to-let or started to build their portfolio. And, you know, if there is one of you, you have no idea how good that makes me feel reading that. And I love making these videos anyway, and I'm motivated to do them anyway. But it really is that kick of motivation to go, do you know what? It's not wasted time. It's helping people. And so, yeah, thank you for that. And I'm glad they've had such an impact. On a personal level, there's been loads of stuff that's happened this year. So I finally moved back into my house after about basically throughout the whole of COVID. I moved out and then pretty much just forgot about the house. It's still not finished, by the way, which is absolutely crazy. My sister got married to a guy called Jack, who is absolutely incredible as a guy. You know, they're going to be amazing together, which is incredible. I had surgery, which was absolutely killer, to be honest. I had surgery here, just outside, so I ended up losing a tooth and then got a tooth back, which is very nice, and thank you to the NHS for that. Nice one. But also, the impact is insane. I've never had surgery before, so my mindset was, oh, how long is it going to hurt for? The surgeon ended up saying up to a week. So I was like, week off work, no problem. He's like, no. Like, your body is going to shut down. And I was like, no, we're fine. You're going to get ill. Don't really get ill. It's absolutely fine. I got ill. So I had about a month off. And then even since that, I've had the flu. Never had the flu in my life. So I thought it was COVID. My mum said I was a little bitch. And then it's just impacted me. So that's where the YouTube videos come in, where they've massively cut down. We were on 3 a week going out. We had to cut down to 1 new one a week and then 2 reels on the Monday and Friday. But reminder, we are gearing that up. And in January, we're going to be doing the 30 in 30 challenges. You can expect a video every single day from me, starting your year in the right way through property investment. Most importantly, for my personal development, it's really been reflecting on what I actually want. And this started with me planning out next year. So we always try to have our main vision meeting at the start of the year so the team can be inspired and understand what they're working towards as well. But before that, there's a lot of strategy meetings. 3 or 4 days easy with myself and Dan, my business partner. And every single year we've gone, how much do we want to grow? What do we want to do? And this is the first year in probably about 6 years where we started the meeting going, what do we want from life? And it was a real transitional step, actually, because something you forget when you're building businesses is that the business is there to facilitate your life. Your life isn't there to facilitate your business. And I think it's fair to say the last few years, my life has been there facilitating the business. Now, don't get me wrong, a big part of that is because of just how much I love it. Like, I love doing these videos for you. I love working with my team. I love being on calls late at night. I love helping mentees. However, there's obviously a detriment to that. And so we got to a point, and I'll share targets and that for 2023 in a separate video, but we got to a point where in the property business, we know exactly what we want it to become, and we now know the end point of that company in terms of not, oh, see you later company, I mean where we want it to get to. And so we can focus on cultural development and development plans a lot more. Also in the education business, we now know the end target of where we want to get to. And for me, that gave me absolute clarity and this sense of like I actually know what I'm working towards now. Whereas before, honestly, it was just, I love what I'm doing. I'm passionate. Let's go all in and see where we end up. And that's been a magical journey. But now I know where that end line is and I know what I want it to look like. It's really going to help next year for me. Number one, having more of a life, resting more, getting back into my health and fitness a lot more, and then focusing on who I want around me. What is the culture of the team? Who wants to be a part of that vision and a lot more? So yeah, hopefully you've had an amazing year. And what I'd love to hear from you is, even if you're a new subscriber, if you're completely new right now, or you've been watching since I started in July 2020, what I'd love to hear from you is, what sort of year have you had? And even if it's been a rough year, put it in the comments. Hopefully you've had an amazing year, but now's your time to digest. Put it in the comments. I'll try to personally reply to as many as possible this Christmas. I love engaging with you guys, love hearing from you. As I said, hopefully you got value from this. Again, I want to give a massive shout out to Ambitious Group, Lendlord, and Get Ground, who sponsored the Aspire Property Awards. And of course, I hope you are ready for 2023. I'm going to talk about my plans in a separate video so you can come along that journey. But I hope you're ready for January, 30 videos in 30 days, setting you up in the right way. If you want to be a part of that, make sure to hit subscribe and the notification bell. And if you did get value from this video, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.